Ooh, we're gonna be stepping on some toes here.
What is its purpose? I don't know. Do I love it? Absolutely.
Alright, hey guys, what's up? I have a super fun video today. 2020 design trend forecast. I'm a little bit late to this game. This article was published on November 22nd, 2019, but I wanted to jump in and maybe after having some time, let's see if these things are true. So let's get started. First up, we have Grand Millennial style. Okay, I can get behind this. So this is a trend that's in. I would call it more of a new traditional rather than grand millennial. I don't know what that means, but I like all of the elements. Do I like this room? No. I like the skirted furniture. I think that can be nice in the right setting. I love the side tables. Those are great with this kind of tapered leg and a little bit of an extra shine to them. I'm not loving this outer blue, these lamps. I think that those are not my style. I think that this, you know, when they say millennial in here, grand millennial, I think that they're trying to cater to the younger millennial audience, but to me, this doesn't seem like something that would be in a millennial's home. I think if anything, it's more geared towards an older generation who's looking to kind of freshen up their space. So maybe the verbiage surrounding this in trend needs a little bit of a rework, but overall, I think I'm okay with this one. On gray. I think gray on gray definitely had a moment in the 2010s. I think they're totally right. I think we were seeing like a lot of modern trends coming out, as well as kind of when the economy is bad, consumers in general tend to make safer purchases. Instead of, you know, buying that hot pink sofa, they're gonna go for that gray sofa so that they can get a lot more use out of it and kind of plan for that future. So, you know, buying trends certainly factor into what style is. I don't mind gray. I like gray in most all tones. I like a warm tone, I like a cool tone gray. This picture in particular seems quite dated to me, but I don't know if it's because it's the color. I think it's because of the actual furnishings themselves. Bold monochromatic. This is a beautiful space. Again, we're seeing a lot of traditional elements here, which I kind of like a more sophisticated look to a room. I don't know that this is going to be for the typical consumer, a space like this, but it certainly is fun and playful, and I'm definitely on board for this kind of trend. Pale monochromatics. I don't know that I agree with this. I think that that we are still seeing this really big push for a more southwestern kind of vibe in a lot of home trends, a lot more earthy, natural, fibrous, handmade sort of items, and so I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with them. Layering old and new. I love this. I love the idea of having an eclectic look that really reflects you in your own space. To not buy a furniture set that has a matching coffee table, side table, console table. I think that really can look dated very, very quickly. And I love the idea of mixing pieces together to create like a harmony within the space. The super fun gold palm tree in the corner. What is its purpose? I don't know. Do I love it? Absolutely. In dark painted doors, a couple things here. Absolutely, I love a good dark door. I love that it's a contrast to the white trim. I also really love this wallpaper. I love a good landscape wallpaper. I think it's super interesting. And again, I think we're seeing a ton of this like traditionalism running throughout the space. But it's again not your grandma's traditionalism. It's a more elevated version, and it has a ton of gold and more sleek lines. You know, you're not going to get that that cabriolet, that bun foot as much in this sort of space. You're more likely to see like a tapered leg and kind of a little bit of an ease to the space rather than the stuffy traditionalism that we've seen in the past. Standard white doors and trim, the white on white on white. While I do think that can be done very successfully in a couple spaces. If you have a smaller space, or if you're looking to kind of add that punch, I think that adding some color is going to be what you want to do here. And yeah, I do see this sort of as a little bit outdated and could be freshened up a bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, how can you be mad at white, right? In single print drama, this one I think is really interesting. The idea of having a print from, you know, floor to ceiling, you know, with your wallpaper, your upholstery pieces, your case goods, your textiles, I think is unrealistic for the common consumer. I foresee maybe this emerging more in commercial settings, somewhere like a hotel bar or perhaps a bathroom, something like that, where it makes a little bit more sense. It's just, I think, too busy for everyday life. And so I think when something is like too trendy like this, then it really, it doesn't, a trend won't have a lot of staying power if it's going to scare too many people away. Okay, out, industrial design. Ooh, we're gonna be stepping on some toes here. Okay, I mean, I do agree. I think we're seeing a kind of sidestep out of industrial design. Do I think it's going away fully? Absolutely not. Do I think do I think the elements of what industrial design are and the materials selected by designers are changing? Absolutely. I think a lot of these cold, hard spaces are being pushed aside and opted for more warm, textural spaces. And antique landscape tapestries. I think that this is beautiful. I love this. I love adding a tapestry to add depth. That being said, not all tapestries are created equally. I think that there's quite a few that you can buy, you know, online retailers or big box stores that are going to cost you, you know, $20 a pop and are going to be like a screen printed sort of quality. Those are the sorts of things that that you want to try and avoid. I think when it comes to tapestries, you probably want to invest in something artisan, handmade, perhaps local, or discovered through travels. So when it comes to tapestries, you really want to be quite thoughtful with how it's actually executed. It's a traditional dining table in the kitchen. Again, this is you know, a dated dining room set here. I think just in general that the traditional sit-down formal dining space is sort of going by the wayside. It's just not as important to, I think, the average consumer. I think people are much more concerned with, having additional storage, or having a home office, having additional closet space, having a larger kitchen. Earthdome, I think that they're totally correct in this. I do believe that we are shifting away from the more cool tones and appreciating warm tones in interior design. Absolutely. Oh, okay, I think this is redundant. I'm just gonna skip that one. In fun bathroom designs, really agree. I think bathrooms, and in particular powder baths that are very small, they don't have the tub or the shower in them. They're just merely a sink and a toilet setup. You see those as a great place to have fun with color and experiment. I love a great wallpaper, things of that nature. So definitely agree that fun bathroom design is in. Washing a room in one paint color, I agree. I think that that absolutely painting, if you have a ton of this beautiful millwork, trim work, woodwork, whatever you want to call it, done in a space, I do think that it's an updated, fresh look to have it painted in the same color. One thing I will point out though is that they painted the entire room in gray. A few mere slides ago, the author had said that gray was out, so I'm just calling that out here. Okay. Out. Granite countertops. Absolutely. I could not agree more. I've been saying this for years as a kitchen and bath designer. This was the sword I was willing to die on, and I totally agree. I would never recommend marble. It stains so much. Granite has that really chunky sort of look to it that I think is very 90s and very dated. In bold black and white. Couldn't agree more. I love a bold black and white moment. I always have, and I will continue to do so even when it's out of stock. Alright guys, so there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great time making this video. I think that it was so interesting to see the different trends and what I agreed with and what I disagreed with, and make sure to just hit a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!